when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Thursday, the 21st day of August, 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and my name is Akinwumi Holder, and it is good to be here. Adana, I think earlier this week I said that the week was winding down really quickly, and he told me just to hold up a little bit. But now I think I could safely say we are coming to the end of the week. It is Thursday, like you said, Adana.
You are teasing people, Akinwumi. You are teasing people. Let us get to Friday now. Let's get to we still want that measure of productivity. So let's get to Friday.
Yes. All right,
I mean, I understand the excitement. You know, sometimes you put out your exert all your energies and stuff, and you're really looking forward to that weekend where you can just relax, chill out. You could wake up late in the morning. You don't have to wake up the hour that we wake up to get here. You know, and just so I understand your excitement, you're thrilled to get to the weekend, just to have a slow morning and, you know, do what you gotta do.
But we have things to do.
We got things to do, so we are here, viewers, and we are so happy that you are here with us this morning. And of course, we're going to go through all the conversations. Remember that we are looking for your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel. But before we get into all of those conversations this morning, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Adana, here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, 21st August 2025. Minority Leader Kelvon Morris is urging the Tobago House of Assembly to introduce a back-to-school grant to ease financial pressure on struggling families. In an open letter, he highlighted preparing one child for school can cost $3,000 to $4,000, a heavy burden for the THA workers earning around $6,000 monthly and even less for CPEP and URP participants. Morris proposed using each district $150,000 contingency fund to help, arguing that if millions can be spent on overseas travel, funding Tobago's children should be a priority. He called for unity and compassion in supporting students' education. Up next, efforts to strengthen Tobago's water security advanced when plans for a new desalination plant in Charlottesville was discussed during high-level talks. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and Assistant Secretary Orlando Kerr met with Public Utilities Minister Clyde Elder, his team, and WASA executives to address the island's pressing needs. Discussion focused on improving water supply reliability, upgrade infrastructure, and pursuing sustainable solutions. Augustine hosted Minister Elder and Parliamentary Secretary Shivanand Sam for a courtesy call, continuing his engagements with central government ministers following the installation of the new cabinet. And finally, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance's recent remarks comparing Washington, D.C. crime to Trinidad and Tobago have sparked controversy. Speaking at a Union station alongside Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, Vance defended President Donald Trump's security crackdown, claiming crime in D.C. is underreported and likening it to the nations deemed unsafe by the U.S. State Department. Protesters booed and chanted against military presence. However, official statistics show murders have declined in both D.C. and Trinidad and Tobago compared to 2024. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. Back to school, back to school, back to school woes. Yes. You know, the funny thing about it is when we heard that school is now being reopened on the 8th of September, we saw social media in an uproar, all the parents. Some of it might have just been fun.
Yes.
But I believe that there might be, you know, they always say there's some seriousness in a joke. And when you hear parents saying, who's going to take care of these children for the extra week? It's going to cost us. And yes, it does, because I don't know what the science is behind it, but once children are at home, off school, they eat and eat. They're always looking for that next snack. Yes. And when you pack their lunch boxes to go to school, sometimes they bring the snack back home. You know, so you're trying to figure out how does that even work. And I know that there's a strain financially, economically, we're not in the best place.
Yes.
And I know there are a lot of persons who are struggling, and people getting laid off, and the struggle is real. I'm not sure at this stage. I mean, I heard from the minority leader, Mr. Kelvon Morris, talking about a grant, a back-to-school grant, right? Which is always welcome. You want the help, you need the help, because it's tough. It really is tough. But we have seen where grants and subsidies, when they are disbursed, the people who really need them don't really benefit from them. If we look at the history and the way how things happen and the way things are distributed in Trinidad and Tobago, the people who really needed it don't get it. And so this is something, is a welcomed idea, but it's something that has to be done with integrity. There must be that measure of research, to ensure you get the correct information, and the people who really need it, if they can get it, I am all for it. I'm all for it. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I agree with you that oftentimes the persons that really need the help don't get it. One of the things that we have seen in the history of Trinidad and Tobago is that grants of those kinds of natures, they often become politicized, and they become a sort of political gifting to loyal persons within the grassroots of the parties. So they would have to create a really rigid system, like you said, that encompasses integrity, so that the persons that really need the help, because if it's one thing, Adana and Biana, when you're working in these kind of charitable drives, when you're doing these kind of charitable drives, you come to realize the extent of the poverty or the financial strain that people are under. Sometimes you're thinking it's one or two persons, but it will shock you to see how many people in Tobago are actually struggling on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely.
And while the back-to-school grant may be something, not to implement right away, I see that some of the secretaries, they are doing back-to-school drives. So Dr. Faith Brebner, I saw that she had distributions of stuff for students going back to school. So probably each secretary could do that for their constituency for now, until, further could be done better.
And I also think that the wider community has to come together as well, because many a times we depend on the government, and the government can only do so much. I mean, we can't create money out of the air. We have to form partnerships that are meaningful. We have to corporate Trinidad and Tobago has to step forward. They have to step forward. When you look at places like the US, and I know our economy is totally different to that of the US, but when you look at them and you see how much businesses give back, I know some of them can be used as tax write-offs, but when you look at how much they give back, there's something that they are doing that we can model from. Sometimes we copy all kind of things. Let's look at how they are able to give back in those quantities and see how best we can do it for our local communities here in Trinidad and Tobago, and more so in Tobago, because I know of people who really are hand to mouth. They really are going through it, and in as much as the THA or the government can help, there are people who they also have, and they can dip in their pockets and help as well. So we have to come back to a place where we really care about each other, being our brother's keeper, and really have that humanness in us once again. And we're hoping for the best. And those of you who are in need, we do hope that you are able to access those resources for your children to go back to school. Well, Biana, thank you so much for joining us this morning here and bringing the news in 90 seconds. We do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Same to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. And of course, as you are aware, we love a good celebration over here. And we're going to start off by saying happy birthday to Arlene Messiah. Arlene Messiah is celebrating a birthday today. And we say happy, happy birthday to you. We do pray God's blessings upon your life, and we hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday today.
Continue the celebrations, and we say happy birthday to Miss Natasha from Canaan, Tobago. Yes, happy birthday to you, Miss Natasha from Canaan, Tobago. Today is your special day. God's richest blessings on this day. We pray that He continues to guide and keep you and cause you to flourish and to prosper in everything you do. Take some time off to reflect on your life and plan your life moving ahead. so that you can meet all success. Happy birthday to you.
And continuing the celebrations this morning, you might know this gentleman. I don't know, perhaps. His name is Sonny Craig. Assemblyman Sonny Craig is celebrating a birthday today, and we do say happy birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday today as you continue to serve the people of Tobago. We do hope that you continue to receive the strength and the grace that you need, the insight, the foresight, the wisdom, and everything that you need to serve in your capacity as assemblyman and in service to the people of Tobago. So happy birthday to you. And of course, even if we don't have your photographs this morning and you are celebrating a birthday, we do remind you to put God first as we join in the celebration with you, because God is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. Who are we having conversations with this morning?
Right, Adana. This morning we're having conversations with Mr. William Nurse, who's an attorney at law and former ACP, and he's coming to talk about the 2025 Independence Day Parade cancellation. You know, that's still a topic in the air. People are still, you know, very passionate about it. Afterwards, we're going to have on Assemblyman Terence Baines, who is the Assistant Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, as well as the area representative for Bethel New Grange, and he's coming to talk about Baines Ball Bash 3. Yes, the Baines Ball Bash 3. And finally, in the Women in Business segment, we're going to have on Miss Trudy Joseph, who is a personal trainer and nutritionist, coming to talk about her business.
All right. Well, we do hope that you, our viewers, can stay with us for the entire conversation this morning. Remember, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel. We have another birthday that we must celebrate. Yes, we have to celebrate that birthday too. How dare we forget to celebrate this birthday? And we're going to do it in fine style this morning. And of course, this birthday celebrant is Natasha Moore Sharp, and we say happy birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you have a wonderful birthday today. So happy birthday to you from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television. And I want to take this time before we go into our conversations this morning to say thank you to all of our viewers far and wide. I know we have viewers from right here in Tobago, Trinidad, the Caribbean region. We have people in India. We have people from all over looking at us and, you know, leaving comments, leaving remarks. And, you know, sometimes when we see you in the streets and you reach out to us, it really means a lot to us. It really, really does. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. And thank you so much for viewing with us and keeping us relevant and making us #1 for talk show here on the island of Tobago. We have to go for a break, and we're asking all the millions of you that view us daily to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back. Tobago Updates Television recognizes women in business. Every Thursday morning on The Morning Show, we engage with women-owned and operated businesses from right here in Tobago. We'll discover these women, their businesses, what inspired their business, their highs and their lows, and their encouragement to you. Join me, your host, Adana Kambi, this and every Thursday on The Morning Show from 7:40 a.m. as we celebrate and encourage women in business.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. This morning in studio with us we have Mr. William Nurse. You might know that name. He is an attorney at law and a former ACP of the TTPS. As you are aware, we recently heard that the Independence Day Parade for 2025 has been cancelled, citing security issues. And so we're going to have that conversation this morning in studio. Mr. Nurse, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, sir, and your viewers, and all of Tobago, whether they are here or abroad.
That's right. Thank you so much for gracing us this morning. The very, very important and relevant conversation. You know, Trinidad and Tobago, one time of the year that we come together, every creed and every race, is at the Independence Day Parade. Now, we've been told recently that the parade this year and all activities have been cancelled, citing security issues. And we've heard a lot of people saying so many things on social media. Everybody has their own opinion. Oh, how could you take this away from us? It's a time we come together. Some people saying, why do you need a fire truck to wet you down? All sorts of things are happening. While we, the general public, we don't really know the true extent of what the security issues are. We've heard things being rumored about, but we don't have the information. And I don't think it is absolutely necessary for the government to tell us A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We know the general summary, and that is what we are guided by. And so we have a nation that seems to be divided at a time where we should be together. And we want to know, what is your stance? What is your position and your opinion in terms of the cancellation, the reason for the cancellation, and of course the responses from the general public?
Well, in my view, in order to descend into a conversation on this, we need to set building blocks. Firstly, I would ask, what does Independence Day mean to Trinidad and Tobago? That's one. Two, what does it mean to the ordinary citizen? What does it mean? And thirdly, what information does the government have that warrants the cancellation of the Independence Day Parade? Independence to Trinidad and Tobago, we all understand it's coming out of British rule and so on, and giving us an opportunity to manage our own affairs to some extent. The Independence Day celebration is a public display of us saying we have lifted our own flag, we are managing our own affairs. Now, have that said, let us go now to what information that the government might have. Now, the Honorable Prime Minister is chairman of the National Security Council. We have to trust our security agency, our intelligence agency, And more importantly, that celebration is the celebration of Her Excellency the President. So one would assume that consultation was had with Her Excellency the President. My trouble is, one, who was the right person to have made such a declaration? I would think that having had consultation with the highest office holder, I was looking to see that the Honorable Prime Minister will make such an announcement, because it's a very important day to all of us. And consultation with Her Excellency the President, I would not have put an ordinary minister to make such a pronouncement. That the Prime Minister, I think the Prime Minister should have done that. Now, bear in mind, national security trumps all. If there is an issue of national security, everything else halts there. Not even the courts, go behind the curtain to examine what is happening in national security. Everybody, the entire citizenry is involved. The whole public of Trinidad and Tobago is affected by national security. So I think if the government has that information, the government acted correctly, in my respectful view. Now, there are some people who have placed in the public domain utterances to indicate that this Independence Day celebration should be taken away completely. What is the use of it to us? And some people attach monetary value to it. With that, I disagree. Now, let us think about the little child from Charlottesville who comes down to Scarborough to see the Independence Day parade, and the fella from up the hill in Laventille, the family coming together to see the Independence Day parade and to say, well, which outfit looks the best? You understand what I'm saying? So it's a big deal, and I think we shouldn't play with it. It's a sign of our nationhood. It's a display of our nationhood, and we should never disband it.
And of course, the primary reason being the security measures. We have to, as you rightfully said, it's an opportunity for a display of national pride, national love, where we are as opposed to where we were, and of course forging the way ahead for Trinidad and Tobago. It's a time where people forget that they vex with their neighbor. You know what I'm saying? People sort of forget about the things that bother them and that they're frustrated by, and they come out in support of. But the burning thing is, there's a threat to the national security, and that is the issue that a lot of people are questioning, because we don't have information, because we don't know the gravity of the situation. People are left to forge their own, to make their own narratives, and people come up with all sorts of conversations. And now with of course with social media, people are free to just speak freely and loosely on the topic. And so, I wanted to address that part of it, the security aspect of it. Yes, we want to have the parade. Yes, we want to celebrate. But how do we balance what we really want as opposed to what the nation needs, based on the information we have from the intelligence?
Well, one has to manage information as it pertains to national security. I cannot if I am privy to national security information and I come and tell you, you tell the entire public, well, this one, that one, it really has to be managed. And the important thing is the rank of the person who speaks to the nation. It's something like this. I would have expected that the Honorable Prime Minister to have spoken, because the nation is affected. Not only is Trinidad and Tobago affected locally. These issues, when raised, the question we must ask: can they affect Trinidad and Tobago's image abroad? And I think it was, is it yesterday, the Vice President of the United States of America is referencing Trinidad and Tobago in terms of murders. And these things speak volume. So management of the information and or the intelligence that come to us. Now, intelligence really should not come from bottom up, if you understand what I mean. Mm-hmm. I have always had issues with where our intelligence agency within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service while I was there is placed. I am of the view that and I held that view from my training and so on, that intelligence in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service should be equivalent, or the reporting officer should report to no lesser person than the commissioner. No lesser person. So that information is top down and is not bottom up, because if it's bottom up, then that is why we can say we were having so much troubles with leakage of information, because we put it from the bottom up. The commissioner is the first to know any intelligent information within the police service. He should be the first to know, and he divulges the information downward. He trends it downward. Maybe to his deputy commissioner intelligence, maybe to his deputy commissioner operation. Because if one understands the structure, the commissioner, and he has 3 deputies, that's the upper executive of the police service. The other executive rank is the assistant commissioner, and they have responsibility for so on and so on, for different divisions. So in this case, in my respectful and humble view, I think the information ought to have been better managed. One, to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago's image is not further damaged or damaged beyond repair. Number 2, 3, because there was supposed to have been consultation with Her Excellency the President, which is the highest office holder, then the person, in my view, who should have alerted the nation is the Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Nurse, I want to get back to the Independence Parade just for a short while. There have been voices stating that we should still try to do something, whether it's with NGO organizations, non-government organizations, because we can't utilize the security apparatus, but some sort of parade still with the NGOs or paramilitary organizations of any sort, to still give the public something. Just speak to that and speak to whether that would be some sort of contravention in the orders given by the Ministry of National Security.
Well, I think so. These street parades require permission from the Commissioner of Police and other government agencies. The horns that people carry and so on, music trucks, One of the things I would say is that it isn't that nothing is happening. The government has suggested that a day of prayer, right? It may not be what we want. It may not be consistent with what we have grown accustomed to, but it is yet something. I will not suggest to people to engage in street parades, because that aspect of the Independence Day parade has been cancelled. And I think people can get together in the public spaces and create their own atmosphere of celebration, and whatever form it may take, whether it's prayer, whether it's and so on. Mm-hmm. But I would not suggest street parades.
Okay. And so with that said, what would you suggest to the Tobago House of Assembly? Should they do something internally within in an inside space, maybe at Shaw Park or somewhere else, to sort of still commemorate the day for the people of Tobago?
That's a completely different conversation. And this is why I have always been concerned that with the Tobago House of Assembly and whether or not the independence, the Tobago aspect of the independence parade should have been cancelled. You know, yes, there is a crime situation in Trinidad, but is Tobago affected directly by it? And you know, a lot of question is being it would operate in your mind. Whether we are better without our self-determination, it raises those questions in my mind. And but that's a completely different conversation, which we don't have the time for. But the Honorable Chief Secretary would want to give the respect to the central government, and he's right in that regard. What I would suggest is that your in-house function, nobody could stop you. If you have an in-house function, you can have that. But I would not suggest street parades. I repeat, it may run counter or in conflict with the security agencies.
I don't know when this conversation will end, because it's an anomaly for us here in Trinidad and Tobago. When you're accustomed to something and it's stripped away from you, you're left wondering. You're like Alice in Wonderland, you know. You're kind of trying to figure things out. You're trying to find your feet in the situation. So I don't think the conversation is going to end here. But we really do appreciate your position on the conversation in terms of your experience, one, and the way that you are able to analyze the situation and to bring meaning to it from your experience and your skills and your training. And so, this is where we are, Trinidad and Tobago. This is where we are. There's going to be no parade. There's nothing we can do about it. And we should not try to have our own parades. But, you know, I'm happy to learn that we can at least still do something. But I still want to caution people. I don't have the information. I don't work for TTPS. I am not any affiliate, but I still want us to be cautious. And I know you mentioned, is Tobago different to Trinidad in terms of, Akinlabi, you asked, should we still do something in the Tobago space? We don't know. We've said that the threat is isolated to Trinidad. We don't know that for certain.
Well,
you see, we don't have the information, you know. Yeah. So we can't take those chances. It is what it is, and we have to pull up our big boy boots and just do what we gotta do in this space. We still gotta celebrate. We're still happy. We're still independent. We're still going to do what we can do within the confines of what was advised by the current administration in Trinidad and Tobago. It is what it is. But we're still going to have an independence. Mr. Nurse, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for having the conversation with us.
My pleasure.
And we do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful the rest of the week and a good independence as well.
Great one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations. And as we go, we invite you to help us.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Tobago, it's that time again. Get ready for the event that brings the whole community together. Baines Ball Bash 3 and Food Fest, hosted by your area representative, Assemblyman Bishop Terence Baines. Mark the date, August 23rd, Montgomery Grounds, Bethel. A full day of family fun, sports, and local flavor with basketball, cooking contests with thousands of prizes to be won, football, greasy pig chase, netball, car song-off competition. Bring your family, round up your friends, or just come enjoy the good vibes, great food, and friendly competition. Want to register your team or vehicle? Call 660-4794 today. It's Baines Ball Bash 3, Montgomery Grounds, August 23rd, where the games are fun, the food is flavorful, and the energy is all love. BBB will be a blast.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. Yes, and we have in studio with us Assemblyman Terence Baines, who is the Assistant Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, as well as the area representative for Bethel Newgrange, and he is here to talk about the Baines Ball Bash 3. Yes, the Baines Ball Bash 3. Yeah. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers, and it's always a privilege to sit here with you interesting people.
You know, one thing I like is a good alliteration. I like it. Baines Ball Bash. I like it. I really, and I find alliterations, they're so marketable.
Right.
And that is what I like about, and just your spirit as well. I know that you are a person who you like to get involved, you like to get into the neck of the thing.
Sure.
You know, and so we have this event coming up, the third edition. And before we came on, I have to confess, I was just saying I haven't been to one of these, and this might be the year. And you know, so we're here to talk about
that is exceedingly sinful and immoral.
And I must repent. You know, so we want to go through the excitement of Baines Ball Bash. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the genesis of the idea. How did you come up with the idea, and why do you think it's relevant?
Right. Well, of course, you know, each area representative, as they look at their particular constituency and so on, will come up with programs and stuff that they think would be user friendly to the holistic development of the particular area. Now, everybody, the needs and the dynamics of each society is different. So all the events may not be the same, but I guess the philosophy is to come up with an event with a brand that is community building, that can perhaps reach every aspect of the community, people at all ages and so on. And I think that is the philosophy behind it. You know, Bethel Newgrange is a dynamic, shall I say, district. I suspect as others. But we have some nuances there and some sensitivities and so on. So one has to try and come up with something that is comprehensive and at the same time impactful. So that is what we've been trying to do, and so far the 2 editions that we have had has been quite successful, and we anticipate a tremendous support on Saturday.
So we see that this is the 3rd year, and I know that someone like you, when you're doing your events, it grows from year to year. So just speak to us about how this year will be different from last year.
Right. Well, the first installation we had it actually 2 days, to give for kind of extensive involvement in the sports and that kind of thing. The second year we added the food fest to it. One of the members of the community suggested that, and we added that, and that turned out to be quite nice. So this year we added a car sound off. This is a thing that some of the younger people, I am told, I have to be so careful. That is something that they really appreciate. I did not know, to be brutal, I did not know that these people could put all these things in a vehicle. Right? And I actually had a demonstration a couple weeks ago of a vehicle that looks very unassuming, and you hear the kind of sound and that thing that comes out of these and the investment that they make, and so on, So we're going to have that kind of competition, which I think will draw another sector of the community and so on. So we expect it to be an amazing time.
And it's so amazing that the event itself, as you rightfully said, it will attract another cross section of the community, because, as you said also, Bethel New Grange is really unique.
Sure.
If you're from Tobago, you know about the area, and the fact that the thought was put into it to attract the people is not exclusive.
Right.
You understand? It's an all-inclusive. Once you're from the area and you're interested, we have something for you kind of way. And this is what I appreciate about this event. In terms of the turnout and the buy-in from the people in the community, and possibly persons from the outskirts who might pass by and say, this looking good. What has it been like?
Well, it has been, like I said, it's been very, very uplifting and exciting, and I suspect, because we have done a little more marketing this year than before, so I know that we would reach a wider cross section of people. We trust in God for good weather. When you do any event outdoors in the rainy season, the rain is like an occupational hazard. It's not the devil that said it. It's just, understand, But we are trusting for a great time. I particularly like the food fest part of the thing. I mean, not necessarily because I like food, but which is a fact too. But the way the meals were prepared, and the way people went out of the way. Some of the fellas that were on the teams, you didn't think that these guys had that in them. You look at those men and they see them fellas just accustomed cooking a fowl by the side of the road, or cooking some pork and some dumpling in back. But the way men went out of their way and put all kind of flowers on the table and all kind of that, men are talking about. You understand? And so that was very, 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 very interesting, and I think that is going to be perhaps much more dynamic this year. So we're looking forward to that, and of course, we have a greasy pig thing that we put in there. That somebody told me the last time. We wicked. We had this man holding up, running down this pig and all that kind of thing. So we try to be humanitarian, to be humane while we doing it and so on. So but that is one of the dimensions of the thing that was very, very, very exciting, and of course, it brings a lot of humor with it, with this enclosure and so on. So we're looking forward for that as well. And when we talk about the games, one of the things that I am hoping that the event does is to revive the ball games on the court. I don't know if you realize it, but the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport has done a considerable amount of work in refurbishing the basketball courts and that kind of thing. So we are trying to take full use of that, and also to see if we can continue to give a shot in the arm to the sport, netball especially. We hoping the last time we had a few teams. Well, I was surprised, you know, and so we're looking forward to that. As a whole, we hope that it's going to be a fun day, that the entire family could come out, you know, and enjoy the ball bash.
You know.
So you know, you the advertisements listed a number of prizes, you know,
Yes,
that would attract people.
Yeah,
I don't know if you could speak to what people could look forward to winning.
Yeah, money and all things. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, the prices are financial. While I won't give all the details, I can't remember all the numbers now. You know, but of course, the football, we have a first and second prize. The netball, first and second, basketball, same, and of course the food fest is winner take all. You understand? And what we have done this year is that we have put in the application for those applicants in the food fest that they can sell their food. The last time we did it, they just gave the food away. So this year we are providing them with the raw material for the most part, right? They don't have to buy that. So we're saying that, you know, we give them the opportunity to sell food on the day, but the food cannot cost more than $20. You know? So that way we kind of keep it community-wise and accessible, and then also give them the opportunity to make a little money off the thing if they lose.
Very important. Recoup your losses. Yes.
Yeah, everybody come out with something.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I like the, most importantly for me, I like the community buy-in of this thing, because at the end of the day, sometimes people live in isolation.
Yes.
People have things going on from Monday to Friday, Sunday to Sunday, and they don't know how they're going to make it to the next day. And here comes an opportunity for me to just, you know, take a deep breath, relax, chill out with people in my community, persons I might not have spoken to. So I love it. And I must commend, you know, your team. I'm sure there's a team behind you that is doing this. So let's speak to that quickly before we wrap. You know, the team that is, you know, preparing for this.
I mean, I have been very fortunate since I started this journey to work with some very interesting, dynamic, and willing people in Bethel Newgrange. You know, I have to give them the props for that. And they have been very supportive. Whatever we try to do, they come together and help us to execute it. I wanted to say very quickly as well that we provide an opportunity for vendors. You know, vendors could come and sell their produce, their products and that kind of thing. And so that helps, you know, where you see school going on open just now, you know, whatever money people can make is important. Also very quickly, I issued a challenge to the Member of Parliament for Tobago West and the Member of Parliament for Tobago East, and told them they need to bring a football team and have a game for bragging rights and so on. And you know, so who is saying that is a foregone conclusion, and men from up in the east think that they are the greatest footballers on the planet, that kind of thing, you understand? But we will see whether or not they could, you know, put their feet to the mouth. We'll see.
so the stakes, we just raise the stakes there, you know, we
raise
the stakes there.
Yes,
so come on,
yes. So you know, the Mr. Thomas has said that he would be on hand and he would be bringing his team, and Mr. Sampson has said that he would be bringing his team and so on. I obviously have to be on one of the teams. I understand I have to be on one of the teams. So that is a kind of novelty event that will be taking place on the day. And so we have to also engage Dr. Faith to have the requisite ambulance nearby and so on, and Ben Gusbam and thing will be available.
This is sounding so exciting, and of course, you know, we wish you the absolute best.
Yes.
I think this is the time that I will pass by. I have to, you know, for all the excitement. I love all the activities you've mentioned so far. Some of them are unique. You never heard of some of these activities happening in other events. I'm looking forward to them, and I wish you and the team and the community and all of Tobago, you can model from this do something in your community to uplift, boost morale within your community. And remember, it takes a village, so let the village come together and have a wonderful, wonderful time, even if it's once a year. So all the best to you and the team there.
Thank you.
We'll see you on Monday to hear the outcome of what happens there at the events. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Baines Ball Bash 3 happening this Saturday at the Montgomery grounds. So come one, come all, and have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing time. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back.
Tobago, it's that time again. Get ready for the event that brings the whole community together. Baines Ball Bash 3 and Food Fest, hosted by your area representative, Assemblyman Bishop Terrence Baines. Mark the date, August 23rd, Montgomery Grounds, Bethel. A full day of family fun, sports, and local flavor with basketball, cooking contests with thousands of prizes to be won, football, greasy pig chase, netball, car song-off competition. Bring your family, round up your friends, or just come enjoy the good vibes, great food, and friendly competition. Want to register your team or vehicle? Call 660-4794 today. It's Baines Ball Bash 3, Montgomery Grounds, August 23rd, where the games are fun, the food is flavorful, and the energy is all love. BBB will be a blast.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Skibidi bang bang. Yours truly be representing for Neon, a tribal affair by Highlighter Entertainment. We are here.
Tobago, are you ready? Highlighter Entertainment's Neon, a Tribal Affair. Costume sales are live. Register now at highlighterentertainment.com. This is Carnival meets culture. Rhythm meets rebellion. Neon is calling. And your moment is now. Light up the night.
I jamming on the pavement with Neon.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When you rum, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive cooler party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Lounge, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning as we head on into our Women in Business segment, and we speak with Miss Trudy Dana Joseph. She is a personal trainer and nutritionist. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana.
All right, it's a pleasure having you on this morning, and of course, congratulations on owning and operating your business here in Tobago. Before we get into what your business entails, tell us first and foremost, what was that thing that caused you or spurred you into action in terms of starting this business?
So I started this business because of my personal experience. I am now what you would consider a perimenopausal woman, and I wanted to offer women the education, the support, the tools and resources that they need in order to navigate this time of life. So my business is called the 40 Plus Women's Wellness Studio. It is a consulting and personal training fitness business that provides exercise programs and nutrition plans for women who are in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopausal.
Right, and of course we do know that that struggle is real. Also, it is a conversation that a lot of people do not have readily, and sometimes the resources aren't readily accessible to some people. So is this also part of the reason why you decided, outside of your own experience, of course, and seeing, you know, the responses from other women in the same category that you are in, because I know that some people really are struggling with this, and it's not a very popular conversation, except for in the recent times where you're seeing it's now coming to the surface. Is that part also of the reason why you decided you want to provide that measure of support?
That is exactly the reason why, because when I started experiencing the changes of perimenopause, I didn't understand what was happening to me. There were no conversations taking place about it. There was no professional service that I could go to that dealt with these issues. In fact, the first time I even heard the word perimenopause, I was sitting in a doctor's office because I was having heart palpitations so bad that it actually made me think that I was going to die. And so I went to the doctor and I said, I'm experiencing this issue and I really don't know why. And so they hooked me up to the ECG machine, and of course the results came back normal. And the doctor very flippantly said to me, oh, well, you're probably in perimenopause. And I'm like, what? Menopause? I said, I'm too young to be in menopause. What are you talking about? And so I started doing my own research because I am a very solution-oriented person. I didn't want to suffer the symptoms that I was experiencing without a solution. And so in my search for solutions and with my skill, background, and my training, I actually came up with remedies and interventions that I found were working very well for me. And so I was inspired to share what I know and what I have learned with women who, like me, are experiencing the same thing.
And tell me, how long has this business been in operation, and the sort of feedback and the buying that you're getting? Do you have consistent clients? How has it been like for you on this journey?
I started personal training back in 2020, I believe. And since then, I have trained dozens of clients. However, the 40 Plus Women's Wellness Studio was founded in June of this year. And it really started with just a women's only group on Facebook, right? Because I wanted to provide that space where the conversation could begin to take place. And since then, I have branched out on other social media platforms, and the response has been very overwhelming. Women are clamoring for solutions. Women are clamoring for a space to be seen and heard. And they also want tools that could actually be implemented. I noticed also that many women need the education about this time of life that really isn't readily available, especially in our local state.
And so you have that kind of buying. You have formed that community of women. How does it make you feel to know that you are basically a solution to someone's problems, in terms of identifying the situation yourself, knowing that something was wrong with you, and not only were you able to find the solution for yourself, but also sharing it with other people? What has the responses been like from your group, and how does it make you feel knowing that you are contributing to them sort of overcoming a challenge that they didn't have an avenue for prior to the encounter with you?
It makes me feel very excited. It makes me feel valued to know that my background and my education, my interest in nutrition and fitness has gone beyond my own personal needs, because I started exercising, based on my own vanity. And so now it has gone beyond that. It's now in the realm that it's actually helping women who are in need. It gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me a sense of pride to know that I am now putting to good use something that was previously used only for selfish reasons.
Wow, I like that in the end, that you are able to use what you wanted to do for yourself to help other people to realize that, one, they're not alone, and two, that there is a community around them to help and support. I wish you the absolute best, and I would love to see where, this business goes, like perhaps the end of the year into next year. I want to see like real transformations for yourself and for your clients as well, and also for expansion of the business. So for the women who are looking on this morning, who might be experiencing the challenges that you're talking about, how do they reach you and access your services?
Well, I invite the women to hang out with me over on TikTok. That's where it's at. I'm actually starting a free 7-day live workout series on TikTok this afternoon. So you can go follow me on all of my social media platforms, the 40 Plus Woman. Women are joining in. I have about 20 women who have signed up for the online class starting this evening. And you can also join in. It's free. And I hope that women will take up the opportunity to get the expert strategy, the tools, the direction that they need, because so many women, come to me saying, I want to get back exercising, I want to be able to, feel good in my body again, but many women don't actually take action. So for all the viewers who are listening this morning, join me on TikTok Live this afternoon, 5 p.m., the 40 Plus Woman on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can also send me a WhatsApp message at 688-5300 or send me an email at trudydjoseph@gmail.com.
All right, absolute good stuff. And of course, I do wish you the best as you continue to impact lives and as the business continues to grow. And of course, bringing wellness and healing and forming communities among women who are currently in that unique age and stage of their lives where they feel as if, where am I right now? So thank you so much for doing that, and all the best to you, Trudy.
Thank you so much, Adana. It was a pleasure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Trudy Dana Joseph. She is a nutritionist and personal trainer, helping women who are going through perimenopause to find their space through workout, through fitness and exercise. That was Trudy Dana Joseph for a Woman in Business segment. This is where we have to end the morning show today, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, which is Good Morning Tobago, and we do hope that you could stay with us. And as you do, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Promised you more action from the Dodds Diving Championships in this week's episode, and you'll get just that, along with details about a new tourism grant program, a wholesale market scheduled for next week, and much more. Spend the next few minutes with me as I bring you the latest in the Tobago House of Assembly. This is 116.
One. Six. Beautiful island.
Charlottesville was the place to be last Saturday for the Dodds Diving event. From daring leaps to picturesque scenic views, here's a look back at the action that had the crowd on their feet.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground methods. Top-notch hoes get the most, not the lizard. Straight terror, product of your errors. Pushing culture, baby, got that product you can measure.
The Division of Tourism is offering grants of up to $50,000 for projects aimed at preserving Tobago's heritage, enhancing communities, and boosting tourism. Now, you can apply for these grants through your area representative's office. Visit the Division's social media platforms for more details. Our Little Voices have spoken. Congratulations to the winners of the Little Voices Big Heritage Competition hosted by the Assembly Legislature. And of course, a big shout out to all the participants. Parents, please keep an ear out for details on the prize giving ceremony. The wait is over. The Tobago Farmers Wholesale Market officially launches on Wednesday, 27th August 2025 at the Shore Park Food Hub from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. This monthly event, held on the last Wednesday of each month, offers fresh, healthy produce straight from local farmers at unbeatable wholesale prices. Don't forget your reusable market bags and join the farm-to-table movement. The Community Care Outreach event hosted by the Division of Food Security and the Division of Health took place at the Shore Park Food Hub, and there was something for everyone. Technical staff of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development joined a workshop hosted by the Ministry of Planning in conjunction with the UN Risk Management. The Ministry of Planning also joined forces with the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. The session explored ways to integrate disaster risk reduction into the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, aligning with the coming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework to safeguard nature, build resilience, and promote sustainable ecosystem use in Tobago. And that's a wrap for this week's episode of 116. For all of our episodes, or just to stay connected with the Office of the Chief Secretary, follow us on all of our social media platforms. I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards, and we'll catch up in our next episode.
One. 6. Beautiful island.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
It's small but sweet like starchy. In Foganger's band or iconic mass, it's sure to be having a party. And the girls them is a real treat. With their body just smooth like Julie. If you come for a wine, then join the line. No reason to act all greedy. Sing the rooks, the rooks, the rooks. When you're behind a gal who can't find she man, sing the rooks, the rooks, the rooks. Rocks roll to Crown Point, jumping in a band. The rooks, the rooks, the rooks. The word means sweet, keep it on repeat. The rooks, Tobago, Carnival whole week. I've been waiting whole year just for this reason. Tobago Carnival, sweet like mango season.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. And what you've just seen there is the music video from one of Tobago's latest artists Princeton, and we have him in studio with us here this morning, and we are chatting all about the music, but we're not just chatting with him only. We're also here in studio chatting with Isaiah, who is also an artist out of Tobago, and we are talking all about that good music right in time for Tobago's October Carnival. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Pleasant good morning to you.
Morning.
Excellent. I mean, how is this for you, Isaiah? I'm guessing that you are not new at all to the industry, to the music, to the business, and then we have a protege here, I would say, that's here as well, and we're talking about preparing for Tobago Carnival and all those new music releases. Good morning again and welcome.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, from my perspective, I've been in the industry for a little while. I've been in the Soca Monarch Finals 2020 under the Groovy. That year we came forth. I've also been in the Soca Titans. I've been under the Baby Tone camp for close to 10 years now. And, we're looking to get the young talent and everybody out there also. So this is where Princeton comes in,
Right, excellent. And, so tell us a bit about yourself. Do you still go to school? How old are you? How did you even get involved in becoming an actual artist?
Okay. Good morning. I am Princeton. I am 17 years old. I attended Bishop's High School, and as many people probably know, my father is a music producer at Baby Tone Studios. His name is Andre Thorne. Ever since I was young, he has been pushing me to enter into the entertainment industry. Although shy, now that I'm of age, he's putting me out there, and we started this project in hopes of me entering into the Soca Titans competition in this upcoming carnival in October.
Excellent. And, what does that look like for you? You said you're still going to Bishop's, or you recently finished?
No, I graduated Bishop's last year.
Okay, excellent. And, coming out of school and getting straight into the industry, how has that been for you, and did you see this for yourself?
I definitely did not expect to be singing a song this soon, but coming out of school and getting into the industry has been a smooth and seamless process because I have the full support of my community, my friends, my family, and well, Tobago.
Right, and for you, are you going to be entering the Soca Titans this year as well?
Well, definitely. Right. I would be entering. The name of the song that I have this year is we're just gonna take everything by storm.
Right.
It's what you would call the Baby Tone storm this year. One of the things is that we as a studio, we always support the young talent, and Princeton has always been, because most time when I'm going out to perform, he's there alongside me. So we're working definitely on him to step up, and he has the wealth of experience around him, so which is very good. His father, myself, and other people that belong to the Baby Tone camp.
Right. Princeton, tell us a bit about the actual song itself. The behind it. Were you a part of the actual writing of the song? Tell us how it all came together.
Okay. So we actually started the song on the 13th of August. My father, he wrote the song. He produced the entire song. How the song came about is we wanted to capture the sweetness of Tobago and its carnival, hence the name Dudux. It's a French word, it means sweet, sweet. The correct pronunciation of the word is Dudus, but because of my tight tongue, I say Dudux, and that's why I chose to go about doing the song, saying it as Dudux and not Dudus.
Okay, understood. And, for you, how important is it to incorporate that local tradition, local culture, using the mangoes, being in your own backyard, into your contribution to your song, and, kind of going out a bit on the edge by having that music video. You didn't just release a song, but you ensured it was accompanied by visuals. How important was that for you? And also, where do you see yourself going in the future as it pertains to your career?
Bringing it back to Tobago is really important for me because there are a lot of young artists here who don't get as much exposure as they would like to have. And Tobago, I hold Tobago in my heart very dearly. And to incorporate the mango, the festivals, the festivities, and our brand of carnival is really important for me because I want us to be able to garner tourism, put Tobago back on the map using carnival.
Right, and I am assuming that you are very adept with the social media, and that you have also been using that channel to also help to promote yourself and your music. Is that so?
Yes, that's so. I have 4 social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The song is posted on YouTube at Princeton on YouTube. It's Princeton on all platforms. You can go check it out, like, share, and subscribe, please.
Excellent. And have you been getting a positive response on the social media from, persons within your community, your village, your previous students? How has the response been?
The support and feedback has been excellent. Quite shocking to me, actually. Persons who I wouldn't even have expected to give me honest feedback. They gave me feedback. People sent me voice notes. People my age, even people younger than me, they expressed the fact that they like that I didn't just come out with a generic song and, I don't want to say it, but, degrading women per se, They like that it was creative, how it tied back to Tobago and our culture using the mango, and how it's sweet, and also personifying the mango towards the woman, saying the women are sweet, just like the mangoes.
Right, and Isaiah, tell us a bit about your particular rendition for this year. The composition, were you also a part of the writing, or was this also written by Baby Tones?
Well, the song that I have the name of the song is I Like It. And Baby Tone produced the music.
Okay.
We have a very good relationship where sometimes he'll send me and say, Isaiah, I have a rhythm. Listen to this. Tell me what you think, what you could put on it. So I wrote something. I went to the studio. Then he said, I don't like here. Make a little change there, go back.
Right.
So, we've been back and forth. And eventually we came up with what we would consider the ideal song for 2025, which is I Like It. Again, the concept that we were looking at is something simple, something nice, because the degrading of women and the bubbling and the jam, we're not into that. We're into people having a nice time, having a party, and this is the groovy anthem.
Right.
For 2025, 2026, guaranteed.
Excellent. And, tell us a little bit about even the importance of Tobago or local artists getting that, the ability to be showcased, being broadcast on the radio stations, and just getting that play and exposure during this upcoming carnival season.
All right. Well, this is one of the challenges that I have to say many artists face, is getting the radio play. Because for some reason, us as artists, you normally find just a week before Carnival, they would want to start up playing the music. Because from now, all the songs should be there, they should be on rotation, so people will get accustomed to it. But we are getting over that, because how we are using it, again, that's what Princeton said, we are using all the social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, everything, and it's working. Because both videos are being shown on other platforms and rotating very hard. And outside of that, the views have been moving quite steady, because I Like It has been out for almost a week and it's running with 8,000 plus views. Princeton has been out for 2 days. He's running with close to 300-400 views already. So it's consistent, it's moving, people adapting to the songs, and you know, we are getting the response that we are looking for. So sometimes with that you could force the radio hand.
Exactly, I understand. But as we wrap up this morning, is there anything that you both want to tell the people of Tobago as it pertains to going out, playing the music, finding the music, and supporting the music? Any one of you?
Well, what I would say is that you can always get us on the mediums. You can get Princeton on Princeton with his handles. You can also get Isaiah with the handles also for YouTube. And as we said, it's always about Tobago centric, because even with the video that I did, there's the I Love Tobago sign. We actually we did a whole cartoon format of that. And that is because our main interest is promoting Tobago Carnival. So, you know, I would people out there, subscribe, like, get the views going, and, you know, call the radio station and request your songs.
Excellent. And Princeton, for you, even as we wrap up this morning, is there anything that you want to tell the people or your supporters?
First, I want to start by thanking all of my friends and family for the amazing support they have given me through this very wonderful musical journey. And I hope that they continue to support me in the future. I have a message to the young people out there who want to start doing music, but they don't have the confidence or the know-how. Just believe in yourself. Remember, procrastination is not a good thing. Even though you're procrastinating, go forward and do it. Put your best foot forward and believe in yourself.
Excellent.
And I want to say thank you to all my sponsors, Folk Angels, Juvie and Mass Band, Iconic Mass, Solid State Tech, and Thorns Place. I also want to give special thanks to Mr. Anderson McPhee, who's here with me in the studio this morning. He has been an amazing support to me in terms of artistry and stage performance, and also to the beautiful voice on my track, Miss Shanika Moses, the backup singer. I thank her for supporting me and allowing me to use her voice to create this masterpiece.
Excellent. Well, I mean, we look forward to your success as well. And, you know, so just tell us about where we could see you going from here.
Well, from here, I hope to go on to the different radio stations and actually showcase my song. And from there, we head to Tobago Carnival in October.
Excellent.
And just before closing, before I forget, Mr. Clayton Jackson, special thanks to you for assisting on the music. I really appreciated it. You made this song come to life.
Excellent. And well, even as we close off, we're gonna hear a bit of I Like It from Isaiah. And yeah, guys, let's know if you like it.
Isaiah, Baby Tone Productions. Said I'm feeling your vibes. When you're whining on me, that feeling real nice. Whoa, 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 yeah. You're moving your waist, I loving your pace. Your hobby low me waistline full of vibes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Girl, cock it back on me. Give me that energy. Don't need no magnum, don't need no rude boy. You're controlling my body. Your wine take over me mind. It feels good all the time. 1 choke, 2 choke, 3 choke. Look, we having a time. Girl, you're moving your waist. I beat and roll. All day we beat and roll. All day I beat and roll. All day we beat and roll. When it's spirited, me I beat and roll. When it's spirited, me I beat and roll. What to do? Let me see how stick you could get. See how stick you could get. Let me see how stick you could. See how stick you could. See how stick you could get. Let me see how stick you could get. See how stick you could get. Let me see how stick you could. See how stick you could. See how stick you could get. Wet me down, 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 wet me down. Right now I overeating. Wet me down, 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 wet me down. Right now I over.
Skibby doo bang bang. Yours truly Juby representing for Neon, a tribal affair by Height Entertainment. We are here.
Tobago, are you ready? Highlighter Entertainments. Neon, a tribal affair. Costume sales are live. Register now at highlighterentertainment.com. This is Carnival meets culture. Rhythm meets rebellion. Neon is calling. And your moment is now. Light up the night.
I jamming on the pavement with Neon.
Hair goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Now, this morning we continue our conversation, and even as that Independence Day traditional parade has been cancelled in the way that we know it, many persons have come out to express their disappointment, but others have come out and truly commended the government for this move, as it has positively affected particular communities that are often negatively impacted by the fireworks. And this morning we are chatting with the Blind Welfare Association's Executive Officer, Kenneth Surratt, and we are talking about, this welcome change in the reduction of, the fireworks in the way that we know it, moving towards silent fireworks. Good morning, Mr. Surratt, and welcome.
Good morning, Ms. Felix, and good morning to Tobago, and good morning to whoever is viewing us online and wherever. It is a pleasure to be here this morning.
Well, it's a pleasure to chat with you once more. And this morning we are talking about the fact that the Blind Welfare Association welcomes this move of the government to move towards a silent fireworks. And, you are saying that this is one of the things that truly benefits the blind society. Tell us about that.
Remember, when someone can see, they will navigate their surroundings through visual cues. So you will see a signboard, a signpost, a door, whatever you may see. But you might see greenery, pavements, whatever. But whatever you do, you use visual cues. So let us say music is playing loud or not loud noise around. Your ear, you are no longer need your ear in that sense because you navigate through visual cue. I want people to picture you in a very noisy environment or heavy fireworks going on. Someone who is blind, who depends on audio cues to navigate their surrounding. Because sounds operate in three levels. Either whatever noise you have, it absorbs the sounds, it distributes the sound, or it reflects the sound. So with these fireworks, when a firework goes off, the source of the firework starts to distribute all around you. So you don't know if it's coming from behind you or wherever you are. Say you are crossing the road at the same time. You will not be able to hear a vehicle that is coming up on you. It puts your life, your limb, your whole your person at risk. So we are the Blind Welfare Association. Yes, we endorse moving towards quieter firework or choosing designated areas somewhere where you want to have it. Because persons who are blind also have pets, and some also wish to bring to Trinidad guide dogs. So as a result of that, you could imagine this noise, how it impacts on your guide dog or your pet at home. It is a negative, and we at the Blind Welfare Association would like this to be expanded and let us all start focusing on the danger of noise and how it impacts on your well being. We are living in a noisy society. We need to take it down, or else it will interfere with our personal well being.
Excellent. And how has members of the Blind Society reacted to this? I know that you are saying that, it's positively welcomed, and when we look at how it impacts them directly, this is the way that we should go moving forward. But, from the feedback that you have been getting from persons within the society, what have they been saying?
My community is very pleased generally with the government and the decision they have taken. We also, there are so many different festivals coming up: Diwali, Old Year's Night, New Year's Day, whatever event is coming up. One of the guiding principles we are promoting: if you are doing anything, is it going to hurt somebody? Is it going to distress somebody? Then could I do something else, or could I reduce it? Because we live in a shared space. You take, for instance, the road. You have a road, you have people driving, you have pedestrian, trucks, bus, whatever it may be. We are in a shared space, and we should always consider the other person who is sharing this space. We are on one planet, a global village. We're in one island to make it smaller. We are closely knit, and anything we do, whether it is visual, noise, anything that impacts on the senses, smell, whatever it may be, we want to make sure we smell clean things. The place is quiet and musical. You could hear things. The things that we see must be beautiful. All this will add to our well-being, or our reflects Trinidad and Tobago. We need to get back to that space.
Right. And, even as this change comes and we're moving towards this silent fireworks, as this new administration calls it, do you think that this is where we need to go moving forward as a society, moving away from that traditional noisy fireworks towards a more silent fireworks? For example, there's now the drone show that happens, where they use multiple drones to have that lighting up the sky, and having, possibly even a more spectacular show using the drones to display different images in the sky. Do you think that might be an even better direction to take it?
I will say yes, but being blind, I also want to make sure that whatever we do, we must pay attention. Is it going to impact negatively on plants, or is it going to negatively on animals? Is it going? And once we identify that, we want to be as safe as health and safety must be the top priority. Whatever we do, we must consider other people's health and safety.
Excellent. And, we want to thank you so much for representing the Blind Welfare Association this morning, and just letting us know that in everything we have to consider every group on every sector of society and how these things affect them. Is there anything else that you want to say, even as we're looking at the importance of inclusion when we are having these grand celebrations?
I would like to take this opportunity to thank you and your station for this opportunity. And we measure the value of a society, how we treat the minority. So this is not about like a winner election with majority. Yes, that might be it, but we measure the value of our society, Trinidad and Tobago, how we treat the minority, the underprivileged in this country. And once we start thinking that way, Trinidad and Tobago will be the most beautiful country in the world. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And tell us about how we can continue to embrace the Blind Welfare Association, not just during independence, but how can persons reach out and be of any assistance to you, to your welfare, and, just continue to make even their businesses more inclusive and considerate?
Okay. As I always tell people with Steve Jobs' product, the iPhone, when he developed the iPhone, he thought about the end user. So I am blind, straight out of the box I could use it. Someone who's hearing impaired could use it. I am advising people, if you're in the tourism business in Tobago, which is big business, ask yourself, who is going to use this service? And there's a large population of disabled people. 15% of the world's population is disabled. 25% of the world's population is the elderly. So you're looking at 40% of the world population. If we could tailor our tourism in Tobago to accommodate people with different disabilities, hearing impaired, visual impairment, who wheelchair users, whatever it may be, you are tapping into one of the biggest untouched market in the world. While the rest of the Caribbean may be focusing on probably younger people and more colorful and whatever you want to describe it. Let us, especially Tobago, let us go towards this thing called touch tourism, I label it as, where persons who are blind could experience Tobago minus visual cue or visualizing Tobago, but through sound, through taste, through smells, that enjoying Tobago with our other four senses. And let us design Tobago to be all inclusive. Target one of the biggest market in the world because these people have disposable income. If you get 1% of that, Tobago don't need other kind of tourism because it is an untouched environment area that people are not focusing on. So I'm telling people, come on board. If it's one thing I want you to do, stop thinking from your position. Think about from the other person's position. Say, I'm building this product. I am providing the service. Who is going to use it? If the blind is going to use it, how are they going to access it? If someone is on a wheelchair going to access it, how are they going to access it? If someone who's low vision, because not everybody is blind. Blindness is a spectrum. I am totally blind. I don't have light perception. So let us say we broaden it from people who mild, moderate, or severely blind. How are they going to use it? Someone on a wheelchair. So yes, and more you expand your product or your service, more sale you will get. Mark my word.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much for being here and, helping persons to expand their mind as it pertains to persons who are a part of the blind community and how they can make their business, more accessible to those persons.
And one statement I want to make, if anybody wants to find out anything about the blind welfare, or you want to get any information, or if you are blind and you want service, just WhatsApp 395-3086. I repeat the number, 395-3086. WhatsApp anything pertaining to blindness and rehabilitation, and someone will reach out to you, and a service will come to your door.
Excellent. And we want to thank you for being here and always making yourself available to have these conversations with us here on Tobago Updates. We're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back with much more conversation right after this. So see you soon.
I say, thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beauty.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When you rum, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive cooler party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Lounge, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
Tobago Updates Television recognizes women in business. Every Thursday morning on the morning show, we engage with women-owned and operated businesses from right here in Tobago. We'll discover these women, their businesses, what inspired their business, their highs and their lows, and their encouragement to you. Join me, your host, Adana Kambi, this and every Thursday on the morning show from 7:40 a.m. as we celebrate and encourage women in business.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. I have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting with a young lady that's a young upcoming star in the Calypso arena. This morning I am chatting with Miss Muhammad, that is Dania Muhammad, who is the Emancipation Calypso competition winner for 2025. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Now, it's a pleasure to have you in studio with us. I mean, you are only 11 years old, but you are no newbie to the Calypso arena. Tell us a bit about some of your competitions that you've been in, a little bit about those experiences.
Well, I was a finalist in
nationals, I placed 7th. The Tobago Carnival, the first time I did not place up when I started to sing. I sang school rules. The second time I sang in the Tobago Day competition. That one I believed I placed 2nd.
Right.
Then I sang I Planting, which I did in nationals and also the Tobago Carnival. And then I went on to the strip, which was last year in the same competition, where I placed 1st this year and I came 4th. And currently now, where I placed 1st, and the song was called Time and Time Again.
Excellent. And you are about to head into Standard 5. So tell me about how you're about to be balancing your calypso career and being in Standard 5 and getting ready to go into high school.
Well, I'll balance it by crunching down now on the work I need to tighten on, and when it comes to that time, it would be a little easier for me because I already went over it during the summer or during the time when I had home.
Excellent. And how is it for you being a star at school? Everybody knows that you're the Calypsonian. How is that? How is that for you?
Well, I act like if I'm a normal student, but when it comes to time for that, I would get my little acknowledgement. The children in school, they usually, like, when there's calypso competitions in the school, they'll come to me to, like, write calypsos for them. I did that already, and I wrote a calypso for a girl who's a little younger than me in my school, but I gave it to the teacher, but she didn't get to give it out to the student because I couldn't remember her name.
Oh, wow. And that shows that you are also willing to even help others on their calypso journey as well. And we look forward to you being one of the, the biggest calypso acts on the island. Are there any calypsonians that you currently look up to here in Tobago that you admire?
In Tobago, there's my mother. She's a calypsonian. Her calypso name is Lady Baines. And also my godmother, Giselle Fraser. Trying to remember her calypso name because I can't remember it often, but I know her really.
All right, and tell us, you said that you wrote a calypso for another student one time. So is it that you write your own calypsos? Tell us about the whole writing process. How do you decide what calypso you want to sing? What titles, what points or topics that you want to touch on?
Well, usually I do a lot of research because I like to research, get a little something to keep my mind on. So, like, when I realize there's a crisis in Tobago on the whole, I would ask my mommy or Dr. Bob, which is usually my writer, to write on that topic if I wanted a little more crunch, tell them how I feel about it when they give a piece of the song. That is usually how it goes because they usually ask me.
Wow, excellent. So that means that you have a lot of creative control over the music that you sing. So it's not like somebody's just handing you a song and say, hey, sing that. You have a lot of creative input as to, what you want to sing and what you want to bring across and how you want that brought across. How important do you feel it is to inspire other young persons to get into singing calypso or public speaking or just any form of the arts and that type of artistic expression?
It's very important knowing how this world is getting into a state where it wouldn't really be safe, and most times children now started to study little drugs, they are studying guns and such. So if the parents try to keep them in stuff, to keep them active or keep them in a way where they know they're secured in something safe that wouldn't give them that wrong input on how the world really is, it would be very good for them.
Excellent. And what school do you go to?
I attend the Signal Hill Government Primary School.
Excellent. And you have been supported by your school and your teachers in this calypso journey. Tell us a bit about the support that you already told me that, the students in school, whenever there's a calypso competition, they come to you. Tell us about the support from your school.
Well, I have a big amount of support from my school, the principal, the head teacher. Can't really remember because I haven't really been thinking about school a lot. but I have a big amount of support.
Excellent. And where do you see yourself going with Calypso?
Well, that's in God's hands, whereby that's the future, because as I said before, sometimes I don't know what would happen. Maybe I might want to go point A, but the Lord might carry me point B.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I love that. I love that you said that. I love that you're also so eloquent and able to, communicate some of your ideas. Do you think that being in Calypso also helps you in other aspects of your life? And tell us about that.
Well, yes, it does, because I'm a very emotional person. I like to express myself. However, I would take it if it's drama, if it's sports, if it's singing. Well, singing, I just love how I can express myself, specifically in Calypso, because it's a more way where I could say anything in an expression. You could be singing with your voice, but your facial expression tells it all.
Excellent. Let me tell you, I'm so proud of you. I can't stop smiling from ear to ear. You also remind me of a smaller version of myself as well. I'm glad that you are happy that you're involved in this, and it's not that you are being pushed into it by your parents or anybody pushing you, but you are also passionate about it. And I want you to know that it is the beginning of great things, because when you have that bravery to stand before people and give your contributions, it means that later on in life that you would not have that fear of crowds and you'll be able to do great things. What are some of your goals?
Well, some of my goals are to be the best version of myself as I get bigger, because knowing how this world is getting, sometimes you might just want to go with what the crowd does, or you might get a lot of hate. So it's just to keep pushing at this point.
Excellent. And I want you to really focus on the fact that you have SCA coming up as well, and do your absolute best in that. And I look forward to seeing great things from you. I can tell that your star is very bright and that you have a great and a bright future ahead of you, a lot of success to come. Tell us about your contribution for this particular Calypso competition coming up for the Tobago Carnival 2025.
Well, really, I'm excited, but with the contribution, with the song that I'm going to be, well, I wrote it with my mommy, but sometimes when she writes, as I hear one piece, I would usually start singing. So this time I would have pitched my ideas, but not like the song where I won. I had to kind of stay away to avoid starting to have it ringing in my ears, but because she sang it a lot, she tries to get the melody and such. I heard it and I was just singing around the house a lot.
Right, so you're ready. You're ready for 2025 Junior Calypso Monarch.
Yes, I am.
And we're going to see you at the national levels as well next year.
Hopefully, once it doesn't fall around the same time as SE.
Excellent. And I'm glad that you have your priorities together, right? Because, I guess Calypso competitions will always be there, but there's really only one chance to do this. Well, you have multiple chances if you want, but you have one shot to be great at this SCA exam, and I know that you're going to be brilliant at that. What do you enjoy most about singing Calypso?
What I enjoy most about Calypso is it could be on any topic you can bring to the eyes of persons or any crisis or anything, and they can understand it from a different point of view. So like if something wasn't really out there, you could understand it from the point of view of Calypso. It's a way of expression and such.
Right. And, finally, even as we wrap up, what are some things that you're seeing happening in the society right now that you're like, that might make a really good Calypso? I think we could look into that. What's something for you right now?
Well, as I was telling my mommy for this carnival coming up here, how the SOEs will constantly keep going on, but she was explaining to me that that's more of an adult topic. So the constant SOEs happening and probably the independents getting cancelled.
Wow. I am, guys, I'm always talking. I'm never short of words. But this morning, I don't know what to say. You are very impressive, and I am very excited for what the future has for you. And even our viewers here online, they are very proud of you. They are very impressed by you, and they are all saying congratulations and looking forward for big things from you. And we want to also thank your mom, because clearly your mommy has done an excellent job with you. And we want to also thank your teachers and all the persons who have had that impact and influence on you and you being where you are now. Again, we want you to you already have your head on, but stay on the right track and keep doing what you're doing. And I heard you talk about whatever it is that God desires for you. So it means that you are also grounded in faith. I am quite impressed. And I just want to say that I hope that other young persons looking on, especially, persons who have children, are seeing that there is potential for the young people to do great things from a very early age if you just guide them into the right direction. So again, I want to thank you for coming on this morning.
You're welcome.
And is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Well, at this point, I am really thankful for my godmother contributing, having that input, because sometimes it's a little shaky with this competition. She really put out. She kept talking to me and said, don't worry, you'll do good, because I was a little shy at first, kind of in the middle, anxiety creeping in, because as my mom was saying, the Trinidadians, they really perform, and she was explaining to me that if you don't perform, there's nothing. So she was saying, act like if it's just nationals, because it's just a competition. Just act like if it's nationals, you were in a bigger point. The Trinidadians would love your song. They would think also the Tobagonians.
Excellent. So I want to thank you so much. And again, thank you to you and your entire team that you have behind you and supporting you guys. That's it for this morning. Again, I am truly impressed by this young woman, Miss Dania Mohammed. And we want to thank you and wish you all the best in your future, guys. This is where we wrap up this morning. We want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.